Well, welcome to Grandpa Sees the Blinking. Please don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice, and if you would, like, share, and subscribe. Divergence. What is divergence? Divergence is when you have lower volume on higher prices or higher volume on lower prices, and it creates divergence. In the case of lower volume on higher prices, uh, that would tell you that the price is a early warning that the price may be dropping, may be going to fall back. Um, so we've got divergence today. We had higher prices on lower volume. We had the same thing yesterday. Higher prices on lower volume. Uh, and I can't remember the day before. It's rough getting. If you were 97, you wouldn't know either. I could look it up, but I'm not gonna. Bottom line, we got divergence at least 2 days in a row. Lower volume on higher prices. And the truth is that the average volume for Tesla stock overall is over 95 million shares per day traded. And I believe today we were down at 57 million approximately. That's not quite half. We got no volume. Uh, there any price raise we get here is it's not being run by, I don't know who's running it, but it's not being run by anybody that's going to make this thing move anywhere. And so another thing I wanted to point out, I forgot to mention in my last live stream when I was talking about the Death Cross and the Golden Cross is 203. 203. We have literally bounced off of 203 5 times and come back down. Um, 5 times. I can remember, it's been a year or two back. I can't. We were up in the 300s at one point, and that might have even been pre-split. I'm not sure. Who knows? But anyway, we were up at, I think it was right around 310, and we bounced off of that, I think, 6 times over a period of time, and finally, it broke and come down. It broke down, obviously, because we're way below 310. But anyway, each time she goes up there, uh, you know, I said a few live streams back that, we've come off of this thing 3 times now. Off the 203, I think we're going to probably run down. Well, then we did bounce down into the high 180s and come right back out of it. But uh, she's gonna, looks like she's gonna try again at that 203. But if we don't close below 203, we're going nowhere fast. We're going between 190 and 200, back and forth. And on the upside, 203. Now, when you're in a sideways deal like we are, and Monday will be the sixth day that we run completely sideways, 190 is the bottom of this small range we're in, and 200, 203 is the top of it. I don't want to buy at the top. I feel sick that I bought in the middle, or went short in the middle. I'm one 96 and a half average, and I ain't happy about it. I would like to be, I'd be a lot happier if I was 198 and a half short, um, but I'm not. So but I was so scared that, when I got out of all my shorts the other day at 190 and made my $12 per share, and anyway, I got faked out and I started getting in too early, and that's why I have a 196 and a half average. But um, all that being said, she's got to go through 203, and she's got to not just go through it. It's got to close above 203, and like I say, we've got five times in a row. She's bounced right off of it and come right back down, and I anticipate it'll probably do it again. And one of these times, it's going to break one way or the other. And I with the divergence that's going on, the super low volume we have, day after day after day. I don't blame people not wanting to play the market. I'd be, well, I'm not normal, so I'm doing it, but the economy is not good. Anybody that's paying attention to what's going on in this world, and with the governments propping up the markets, China, Japan, the U.S., the Europeans, all propping up their stock markets so they don't crash. They're not propping them up to try make them go to the sky. They're trying to keep them from going to nothing. And when they're all doing that, to the point of like China taking and making it almost impossible to short a stock in their country, regulating it to the point where it's so expensive to short a stock that even the hedge funds guys can't do it. The stock probably isn't going to go down if nobody uh, can short the stock. So I don't know. It's a wild one. It's a wild one, and our Treasury and what went on with Japan. If Japan wouldn't have stopped raising their interest rates, that's what caused our big dip the other day. Nobody wants American bonds. They're not buying them, and we got to sell them to survive in this country. They have to sell their bonds, and Japan's a big buyer of our bonds, but they're not going to buy the bonds if the interest rates, which are a much safer bet, are getting close to the same where they can make money. So they have to keep their interest rate over there somewhat lower. Otherwise, the stock market in the United States is going to crash. Well, it's a pretty sad situation that Japan has to help regulate our stock market. In my opinion, that's pretty shaky ground, according to Grandpa. Oh, hey, like, share, and subscribe. Don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice either. And remember, we got Divergence. We also have a death cross. The least I've been able to find in a 4-hour chart going way back with Tesla is a $70 drop, 105 to $70. If we dropped 70 from the point where this crossed right here, the 200 crosses through the 50 moving averages, 200 moving average crosses through the 50, and that's a death cross. If it's above, if it's down below, it's a golden cross, and it goes up. And Tesla reacts to both very well. So I think it's worth watching. And $70 from 217 is 147. 147. Oh boy, that sounds good to Grandpa, because I'm short. Okay, good luck. Remember, if you're going to buy, 190 is a good place to buy, okay? It's better than buying at 200. 200 is at the top of our trend right now. So I'm going to make this thing a little smaller so you can see it, just what I'm trying to tell you here. I'm going to do this again. Okay, right now, here's 200, 202 and a half, whatever. Here's your 190 right here. All right. Back here, we were in that zone for a while, okay? We were in the 190 to 202 area right here, exactly. And what happened? We went down to 138 by the time it was over. That's what happened. That's the last time we were up there running sideways, okay? And this thing could run sideways for a long time. You know the place that Tesla really likes to trade the most is between 170 and 180. I mean, it trades between 170 and 180 a lot. A lot. And it breaks out of it periodically, and off it runs, But it just loves 170, 180. And when you get in this range here, when you get into the 170, 180 range, how Grandpa tries to make money is I buy down around 170. It's hard to wait for it. It seems like it takes forever. And then you get this garbage where it's 173, okay? They don't make it easy. Grandpa says 170 to 180. But truthfully, it's 173 to 180, 181. You get your $7, $8. $7, $8. But $7, $8 is $7, $8. And you got the same thing going on now. It's about 192, 193 to 200 area. And back and forth. And but you got to buy on the bottom side of that number. Whatever range you're running sideways in, you got to buy at the bottom side. If you buy at the top side, you better be knowing. That's why these guys are holding out for it to close above 203, because then they're going to get into the range between 203 and 215, they figure, for a while. They're going to at least get a bounce, okay? I don't run that scenario. I'm of the mind that at 200 you short and you get out at 191, 192, 193, or 89, or whatever. And that's what I've been doing. And that's what I did here in between 180 and 190. And that's what I did. I loved it between 170 and 180. I was having fun right in here. I like stagnation. Well, Grandma seems to think I'm kind of stagnant. Well, I don't know if that's a compliment or not anymore. Hey, that's all I know about that. So, buy at the bottom of your little range. Don't don't be buying at the top of the range. It ain't time yet. Unless this thing closes above 203, you don't want to be buying at $200. I'm telling you right now. We got divergence. This bus is going to come down. Oh boy, it's going to come down. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, think about eternity once in a while. Grandpa does.